Hello and welcome to our podcast, Magic of Both. I'm Ronnie Mazumdar. I have Shudipta Roy with me. Uh,
Hello.
Shudipta, we talked a little bit about, not a little bit, quite a lot about Euro. We haven't talked much about Copa America. So we are intending to cover Copa America 2021. If we're okay with the current analysis. I mean, can we talk a little bit about Peru Paraguay game as well as the Colombia Uruguay as well? I'd probably start with Peru and Paraguay.
Yeah.
That is happening tomorrow as well. Uh,
Mm.
Peru had the shock start against Brazil, but after that, I actually love Ricardo Careca. He has very limited resource, but he makes most out of it. And after as the tournament went on, and Peru looked a very good team again, and they've scored quite well. There's definitely uh, Christian Cueva, but I think what was most impressive it was Lapadula coming and scoring a lot of goal for them, and also the movement of Peru team is very interesting. Um, I thought the use of the wing backs and they're not really very good at defending, but they can rapidly go to the attack and surprise the opponent. Um,
The thing about I liked about like Lapadula and Pinia,
yeah,
they actually they are like how can I say like perfect 9 and number 10 couple actually.
yes,
And the thing is that these two guys, Yotin and Tapia, they are like really solid in the defensive midfield, and so like this extra like their wingback doesn't attack much. They but like one of them goes and one of them
yeah, mostly on the right hand side.
yeah, mostly on the right hand side. Yeah, the thing is that when they were actually like scoring against Ecuador. Ecuador. It was it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it was against Ecuador. Yeah, this 2-2 match. Yeah, they pose as a physical team like Ecuador. They weren't actually like physically as strong as Ecuador, but the thing is that like they were moving the ball from the right to these diagonal passes to the midfielder or the wingers, and they it actually opens up the Ecuador. They were like kind of like trying to hold them back, like with like pulling their jerseys or stuff like this, and
and
it was
I think they have changed a little bit on their tactical balance as well. I think against Brazil they started 4-3-3, but later on I
yeah.
think they've started to make more as a 4-2-3-1
Mm.
sort of formation to adapt those guys like Pina and Carrillo
Yeah,
and Cueva attacking from the left hand side, and obviously Lapadula. I think after that. Um, I mean, they had a bit of question mark on the front up front, but Lapadula seems to found his form and he's scoring for fun. Um, so yeah, Peru is definitely when they're on form very eye-catching team to watch, very good-looking team to watch. Uh, Crisp passing and the movement is very eye-pleasing to watch, but they definitely have some weaknesses against certain teams. Uh, but yeah, definitely they do pack the punches.
but the thing is that Peru is not the team who will sit around and defense and
Yeah,
stuff. It doesn't seem so.
no,
Even if they want to, they couldn't actually. Don't have those sort of players.
exactly.
Like they
And
they
I
are kind of like a neutral attacker or something.
yeah,
Um,
you can expect some sort of attacking fluidity with this
yeah, like
team.
some fireworks in the middle and also
Yeah,
up front.
yeah. And also, if we see a graph of Ricardo Gareca, what if he has done from from 2016 that Copa America that happens, and he ended up 2019 Copa America being in the final, the runner-up. Uh, Also in 2018 they have been in the World Cup, and France was very close, and that game could have been drawn. I remember Cueva missed the penalty.
Yeah.
Uh, it, I think they've done very well in the World Cup. They've done very well in
Also,
the
also
following
they're
Copa.
they're really speedy.
Yes,
Like compared to other teams, they're speedy.
very agile. Yes, but yeah, the current World Cup qualifier, they're in the bottom, but I think they can always come back and improve. Um, Regarding Paraguay, I thought Paraguay is an interesting prospect. Um, there is that Almiron is always a guy, and he's now injured. Without him, they're a very different team. Like they could be fun sometime to watch with Almiron and Pinola. Is it Pinola or Pinilla? Uh,
Um,
but without them, or at least Almiron, that team can have a little bit of issue as well. So Peru and Paraguay is tomorrow's game, if I'm not mistaken. And Peru is sorry, Paraguay is without Almiron is their main man. So that could be a disadvantage, and that could be an advantage for Peru. Have you seen enough games of Paraguay? To be honest, I thought they have changed a lot under Toto Berizzo. Uh,
I how can I say like they always play like 4-4-2 like in a flat formation. Until the game, they weren't actually like catching my eyes until the game against Chile.
okay,
Um, Actually, like I wasn't actually like counting them at
yeah,
least like for the semi-finalist, but still they could actually make it to the semi-final and probably I don't know like anything could happen in 90 minutes.
but
Like
yeah,
if one can win, it's a
there is
different story.
Romero brothers who plays for
Numero, yeah,
San Lorenzo. One is Oscar Romero, is Angel Romero. They're quite they can be quite and Espinola I was talking about, right wing back. He can be quite dangerous on that flank as well. But without Almiron, that might change a lot as well. And they're
they don't
always
have this without Almirion like they don't have the finisher they need because they always like if you they're also like depending on crosses and set pieces and
set
stuff like
pieces.
this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Um,
So
so
I
it could
don't know
be
like
anyone's. I would probably give it a little bit advantage to Peru given how they're playing. And
yeah, that's what I'm actually like thinking about. It's like 60-40 for Peru.
yeah.
Uh, now
And
the
I also
situation.
trust and I admire Gareca as well, and it's been quite phenomenal for Peru team. Uh, but yeah, that could be an interesting game as well. The other quarterfinal is between Colombia and Uruguay. Um, your thought on Colombia so far? How they have done? Uh,
Well, with all those players, like now they're aging or out of form. I don't know.
yeah, but what
So
I thought with Colombia was very like they don't have much creativity except that Cuadrado.
not, yeah,
Uh, and a guy could have been used as a number 10 is Murillo, who plays
Murillo, yeah.
wonderfully in Atlanta, and he wasn't used much by the coach Rueda, and also goes with two defensive midfielders, Barrios and someone else as well, and yeah, Sanchez from Tottenham as well as Yuri Mina is a good pair.
Yeah.
Ospina is a good shot stopper, but Ospina has weakness on crosses and
Ospina is, yeah.
corners.
Also, yeah. The thing is that like except for Brazil and Ecuador, I haven't seen um, any aerial goal threat in South America.
Yeah,
Because
I get it. Yeah, well, to an
and
extent, yeah, Colombia has a can be a goal threat.
and
Say for example, they have Dufan Zapata. Uh,
Zapata is kind of like out of form now.
yeah,
Like
true, but still, I mean, what I'm taling about aerial threat is Yuri Mena is an aerial
yeah.
threat.
But
Davidson
like you said,
Sanchez.
like yeah.
But
But like I
my
said,
major problem with Colombia when this, the coach basically excluded James Rodriguez, the best player, excluded that, and then potentially their best informed player Muriel is not even starting on that game.
yeah.
He's is either coming from bench or not even used against a game in Brazil. And
It's
that Brazil game, yeah, it was they've almost done it
um,
by playing defensively, but again, I mean, it was
actually it would be a different game against Uruguay because like Uruguay would like to like sit on their back and observe and try to sneak in. Um, and both of the team will like go for the second ball on the air. So we could see a lot of jumping in the midfield and stuff like this.
yeah.
It would be like it is just to kill the times and to
I
press
would
something
actually go on
out.
and say this game we might see Uruguay as as an attacking team actually,
Yeah,
given that um,
but like the thing is that one of the team will go in attack. Both of the team actually like in like really good in defending.
yes,
Like they won't actually give opponents any spaces or
yeah,
something. So like they would like to play in their like comfort zone. So like I would say it would be
it will
it
be
could
tight.
be I don't know
It will be
I
tight.
don't know like it could be also like it could be ugly.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, I totally hear you. But what I liked about Uruguay as a the first game they've got beaten by Argentina by 1 goal, and after that game, I think there was a game against Chile that they drew
Yeah.
1-1, and then they had to win against Bolivia. They win 2-0, and then against Paraguay they win 2-0 as well. But against Bolivia, they have tried something very different, and that's why Bolivia game is probably more important for other team to try something differently. I think they were playing more of a 4-4-2, and then they went back to 4-3-1-2 with one enganche. They have the enganche Arista Keita or Arista Keita. That's how they pronounce his name. He is an emerging number 10, and he played fairly well for in that number 10 traditional number 10 role that is almost extinct right now with Nandes, who's a midfielder, now been deployed as a right back, and he gives them that right hand side attacking option, as well as Vinia on the left hand side is a very attacking left wing back, and that gives a lot more control for Nico de la Cruz and Valverde to go up
Yeah.
and down, as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
as Vecino is sitting, or Ventancourt or Vecino are basically sitting on that uh, number 5 role. What I was a little bit interested to know, I mean, I probably later got informed that Ronald Araujo, the Barcelona center back, is not
Mhm.
fit yet. That's why he didn't play any games. But Jimenez and Godin still is a dominant center back pair, and Muslera is there for forever, and you have Suarez and Cavani up front.
Yeah,
But the problem with Uruguay is that their knockout games from 2014 or 15, only Cavani scored. No, nobody else has scored after in the knockout stages. So that has to change, as well as they have a pretty interesting youngster. I think it's Fernando Torres came in
yeah.
a game against Paraguay and made a difference on the left flank. I think there is a little bit of promise, and if Uruguay can beat Colombia and Argentina can beat um, Ecuador, they will meet again in the semifinal, which should be a very different game than what we have seen in the group stage.
Well, the thing is that um, how can I say?
What I do
I
like
would
about
say,
Uruguay is that they have very good strikers who can score from anything, and they have that solidity. But I was not sure about how they create something, and if they could find that Nandes and Vino from both sides, and also that number 10 role is actually given by number 10, a traditional number 10. So that would be interesting. I mean, we have seen that from Colombia previously, from Quintero and James Rodriguez. Both
yeah.
are missing. They don't have any kind of creative force. So we're talking about this game. This game might, uh, very strangely, we might see Uruguay to be more kind of trying to attack, and Colombia sitting back and basically trying to counter.
Uh, One more thing I would add about this, like um, uh, the thing is that like this Uruguay is Suarez probably hasn't find the net. So um,
Yeah, Suarez, with his movement, it seems like either he's not 100% fit.
yeah, it seems so. Like he played a pretty good season with Atletico Madrid, and
Even though I should say on that Atletico Madrid season, he almost always looked unfit, but he scored
yeah,
the games.
yeah. So like it could be a different game, and like what they need is to find a pace in the knockout tournament, and it is the most interesting thing is that like teams like Argentina and Uruguay, they are actually finding their best 11s for the next World Cup in the middle of a tournament,
Yes.
and it is like their formation changes. Like we talked about Uruguay, like they would like to play with this 4-4-2. Like if they have players like Federico Valverde, they weren't using him like well and stuff, and now they have found a way to
Yeah.
do it in the middle of this tournament. So
But
yeah,
but I also
it would
think
be interesting to
has
see.
a bit of problem with Nandes. Nandes is very good at going up front. I don't know about
Yeah,
wing back.
going back.
If he cannot
Yeah.
provide that cushion against anybody from other side of the flank, and then you have Godin. Godin is not really that fast for you to
Hmm.
cover that area, so you're really depending on
No,
Valverde
they
to
would they
cover.
would probably yeah they would probably go for a quick attack. With Cavani could run really fast, and Suarez will
It
be
is
the
strange
second
that
striker.
Suarez and Cavani is like 34, 33 years old, and still Cavani has the legs, and Suarez almost
Yeah,
lost it.
but well, it depends on player to players also. Like the injuries they suffered from, it
Yes.
also depends on that. So. But the thing is that like yeah, it would be like yeah, they will try to attack, but I don't think they will attack in numbers like a dominant team, but they will attack with like 4 or 5 players, like a quick attack
I
or
think
something.
that reminds me of the game of Portugal in the quarterfinal in the World
And they
Cup.
wouldn't actually like get to. They wouldn't try to get a high defense line. because
Yeah.
of Diego Godin and Muslera. Muslera is not like a super
No.
keeper. He wouldn't like to like go out even like in the
And
with the
also the coach himself,
yeah.
Tabares. He's a very kind of pragmatic guy.
Yeah,
He doesn't like change much. That's what we've seen from him. But yeah, that's all in all the review or preview of the quarterfinals. Definitely tomorrow there is a first game of Peru versus Paraguay, and the next game is Brazil versus Chile. And the next day the game is Uruguay, Colombia, and then Ecuador and Argentina. Um, we'll try to cover after the games as well, and we probably can even chat after the games uh, to see what basically happens and capture some of the important points.
well, yeah, like yeah, I would be probably up. I
Yeah,
hope so.
yeah.
Like
Uh,
to cover that. And but
but some
one more
knockout
thing,
games can be frustrating in South America. I mean, it
well,
could be KG
actually, like when I think about like attacking and defending and those sort of stuff, and like it could it could happen like all the four games will end up in
draws.
tiebreaker. Yeah.
True.
So like it could possible like it's a 90 minutes game, not 120 minutes, and anything could happen. Like we could
Yeah,
actually like find a new sort of champion or something. I don't know. Like it could be possible.
yeah.
Like
That reminds me of 2011. If you remember, Paraguay went on to the final without actually
yeah,
winning anything in the 90 minutes.
yeah,
Basically, they were getting getting win in the penalties. So yeah, could happen. It's nothing new, at least that format.
yeah. Paraguay actually have done it couple of times with Chilabert,
Yeah, I think they've
and
done it as well as in the 2011 that happened. The final was against Uruguay. I think that's the first time they were
yeah,
beaten in 90 minutes. Tata Martino was the coach.
yeah.
But yeah, I think that
But
that
that
ki
was a different team and also
yes,
like different formation stuff. But I don't know. Like now that I'm like thinking about like it could actually ended up like every match would be in
we actually
tiebreaker.
have
Like
a question. I forgot about that. I I had a person Niloy basically asking about. Uh, Actually, we covered that. He basically asked about if Argentina wins against Ecuador, who they might play. Is it Uruguay or is it Colombia? So we basically said on our Uruguay versus Colombia preview, we talked about both teams. And if you're an Argentine coach, who do you want, Colombia or Uruguay in the semifinal? If you win against Ecuador first,
well, now I would prefer Uruguay because like you can actually sneak in
yeah,
to Uruguay, but you cannot actually sneak in with like eight players line like defense line, and it's not always possible in 90 minutes. And
yeah,
um, Uruguay would at least try to attack or like make some space vertically. So um, yeah,
yeah,
Uruguay would be the preference. At least the attacking team would be. But like I said, like it's like the moment I like every time I think about this thing, like it should ends in 90 minutes, and
yeah,
I don't see it is happening in every matches. Like
yeah,
probably Brazil could beat, but the other three matches could end up uh,
yeah.
in a in tiebreaker. So in tiebreaker,
I mean, 90
anything could happen.
minutes,
Even
yeah,
like
90
Lionel Messi
minutes.
could miss penalties, Mbappe miss penalties. So
Well, yeah, true, true. Um,
so.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know. Like even you can see like when we yeah when we would do the semi-final talk, we wouldn't actually be able to talk about Brazil and Argentina because they are already yes gone.
I hope
So
not. At least that would be a huge thing if Brazil gets eliminated in Brazil. That would be a huge thing
well,
before
that
final.
yeah. Hmm.
But yeah, I that would be something definitely if that happens. But yeah, I think we got out of anything else to add to any of the conversation. We talked a lot regarding different teams and different kind of contender. Uh, let's see how that fares, and yeah, we'll be around. But yeah, please to the audience, please make sure that you participate and ask questions, share, like, and subscribe, so we can continue talking about football. Uh, so Shudipta, I think we can wrap it up. If there's
Yeah.
anything else to add.
Well, nothing
Okay.
except like I hope everything like wouldn't go to the tiebreaker. I don't like it.
Yeah, no, me too. I don't actually like penalties because
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean,
I like
it,
those, like I said, in our previous video, like I like the match ends up in last moments,
yeah,
like Sweden and Ukraine.
yes, you did. And yeah, me too. I don't like someone winning in penalties. I mean,
Yeah,
to
it's
me,
basically draw, and
to me, it doesn't give other team. I mean, it's such a harsh way to decide a winner.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll wrap it up. Thank you again. We'll talk soon.